color out of space. Directed by Richard Stanley,
Yes.
South African-born director.
Extremely proud of him.
He made the movie Hardware, Dust Devil.
Yes.
We were happy to have him here when we did our Celluloid Science Fiction Film Festival. Screened all of his movies. Even convinced him to do a live...
Only you could convince him to do that.
He made The Island of Dr. Moreau, and they fired him off his own movie.
Yes.
So, and he's never watched up until that point. But then I convinced him to watch it and do a live commentary in the cinema.
That was asking so much.
I mean, he could have just said no.
No, we're not going to say no to you.
But yeah, so he's a very nice guy, and he did that for us. So anyway, I think this was going to be a part of a couple of H.P. Lovecraft tales.
Yes.
I know that this movie, apparently people have been trying to make it because it's such a cryptic thing.
Very
because this
much.
color that they speak of, it's not a color on our spectrum, so you can't really see it.
Yes.
So to replicate a color with our vision, it's
Yes,
yeah.
it's
So
complicated.
it ends up being a purpley pinkish hue. And Nicolas Cage is father. They moved from the city onto a farm to breed alpacas.
Yes.
And
Very interesting, actually.
and a meteorite falls in their garden.
In their garden, in their front garden.
And strange shit starts happening.
Yes.
An extraterrestrial force takes over their minds.
And what's so interesting about this one is that it's very abstract, like the alien force.
trippy.
Very trippy.
Because it kind of slowly, as they kind of start going a bit wonky
You
for this.
actually don't realize that it started, and then you've realized, oh my hell, it started. These people are transforming.
It's very acid-like.
Yes, and I must say, one scene specifically in the movie reminded me a lot of The Thing.
And also, actually, another H.P. Lovecraft is From Beyond.
Yes.
So yeah, it's an odd one. Entertaining, and Nicolas Cage.
Brilliant.
I mean, yeah.
He was brilliant.
He's good.
Yes.
People always rip him when they see him in these low-budget, straight-to-video kind of movies, which he's admittedly done because he had so much debt that he
Yes.
just took small, crappy movies just to do that.
Acting is a job.
But he won. Did he win an Oscar for Moonstruck, or did Cher win an Oscar for Moonstruck?
won an Oscar for Moonstruck.
He's been in some. I mean, Wild at Heart is one of my favorite
Yes.
movies and favorite David Lynch movies. He was great in that. If you get Nicolas Cage, it's because you want Nicolas Cage.
Yes, it's a very specific. I mean, Raising Arizona is probably my favorite movie of his.
Vampire's
starring.
Kiss. It's just
Brilliant.
He's been in so many
Yes.
fantastic roles, being Nicolas Cage.
And you know what? He's not a snob when it comes to. I think he does what he wants to do. And there's a lot to say for that. I think.
Yeah.
Yeah.
No, I like old Nicolas Cage.
Yeah, so do I.
Yeah, it's an interesting movie. Like I say, it's quite trippy and kind of science fiction-y more so than horror.
But very much Lovecraft.
And there's some horrific stuff, like we always say, it's
Yes.
science fiction, but it's got horrific stuff. And Richard did a good job of it. I didn't know what to expect. I didn't know anything about the story. I've never read any H.P. Lovecraft in my life. So,
I've tried. I must say I do struggle a bit. But I mean, if someone tells me a story, I'm always into his ideas.
I think my first H.P. Lovecraft experience was RE-ANIMATOR, which is obviously so adapted and modernized
Yes.
and changed.
I mean, I didn't
And
even know.
From Beyond, those movies.
Yeah, I didn't even know.
And those were freaking classic, but
Yeah.
don't really think it's all too much.
And then there's movies that you think should be Lovecraft movies, like DAGON, and it's not.
It might be.
It might be,
I
actually.
think DAGON might be. Because I think Brian Usner produced that, and I think he produced RE-ANIMATOR, if I'm not
Could it
mistaken.
be? Let us know.
Yes. Who did DAGON?
Because we couldn't find Cthulhu in there, but it's a brilliant movie.
Like mermaid monster from under the ocean. It's highly possible.
But yes, Richard did a stellar job at this film, and I wish that he could. Complete what he set out to do.
Yeah, there were some roadblocks with stuff with SpectreVision that they did the first movie, and then there was some complications that I hope they will be sorting out soon.
And I think
maybe get onto that, or I don't know if
Yes.
the bridges are burnt. We'll have to see.
yes, but still, he's a busy man. He's actually, I think the last post I saw was that he was going to write the book of Otto. No, I can't remember the surname.
Oh, the guy with the
The
Grail.
Yes, the Grail.
The documentary that he did on the
yes,
Nazis searching for
yes,
the Grail.
Which is so interesting and so compelling, and that was just a documentary.
Yeah.
Yes.
We
yeah.
screened it at Sally Droid.
That's right. Yeah. So he
I mean,
does
he's
amazing work.
He's very interested in the occult. He's like an esoteric. He's an extremely knowledgeable, educated, bright guy. He knows anything, everything about everything. Very eloquent and very fascinating person to
Yes,
chat
I
to.
mean, if like we really had a privilege to spend. We went out the one night and we went for dinner, and what an honor to just have access to him and to all his stories. And
No, he's a great guy.
He
was actually at the same film school I went to, the Cape Town Film and Television School, when he was young, before he went to the UK.
Yes.
And then he did some music videos for Fields of the Nephilim, and then ended up doing Hardware as his first movie, which was, I guess, I can't say ahead of its time, but just, for the budget. And
very much
it was
ahead of it.
very-
You can
very
say
cool.
ahead of its time. It was. Yes.
Very, very cool science fiction movie.
But Color Out of Space, he did a fantastic job. I'm glad it is successful. And you can catch it on. We actually were lucky enough to catch it on
Prime.
On Prime,
Yeah.
yes.
It was just, it didn't screen here in cinema. I don't think it's available unless you import the DVD or the
Yes,
Blu-ray.
yes.
So we accidentally encountered it on Amazon Prime. And
We were looking for it though. We really wanted to see it.
on the back of our head, we've got this long list of stuff we have to see that you just need to get to. So we haven't actually said anything about this movie besides,
There's not a lot that you
Yeah.
can say without giving
because that is the
away.
premise, and shit starts crumbling.
I think people that read Lovecraft will obviously know exactly what happened, but I think the way that Richard approached the film and telling the story was clever, and it was, as I said, it's a very abstract thing to
And he knows
put on a screen.
He knows Lovecraft well.
Yes.
So he's probably one of the best people to
To do it.
To do that.
Yes,
because
absolutely.
it's not so easy to translate.
And I know people probably think Lovecraft, Nicolas Cage, but he did a bloody good job.
No, I really enjoyed it. So it's definitely worth watching, especially if you're into Lovecraft, because there has been many attempts at doing his stuff, but then it either gets, like I said, reanimated, it goes way over the other edge, and I know the Dunwich horror, I think that's another one that I saw a version in the 70s, kind of like a Hammer horror type, Amicus, those British studios. I remember renting that on Betamax in like the early 80s. I think it was made in the 70s. So I think he was talking about that, if I'm not mistaken. So there are some more Lovecraft stuff that he would like to do, and it would have been cool if it was, I mean, by now they probably would have done the second one.
But I mean, who knows? Maybe he does pull it off and he gets to make all of them.
Yeah, when if SpectreVision's not interested, I'm sure someone else might.
That'd be crazy not to.
Yeah. For this, I think I would give it. While I enjoyed it, I don't know. It just. It's probably just that the subject for me, it just didn't grab me as much as I would have liked it to. But I mean, a 7, I would say, it's still a good score.
Yes, I think if you're expecting a film with like lots of like aliens, and
You're not going to see too many.
you're not going to see that
literal stuff.
But I think if the sort of the abstract and the something that's more nuanced is your thing, definitely. I'm also a 7 on this.
Okay.
Yes.
And I mean, like Nicolas Cage, the actors are they're really good at expressing this It's like the strange, you know,
Yes.
the things are getting weird, but they don't really notice it. They don't really
Yes.
acknowledge it,
Yes.
but they know it, and then just goes warped and
And
fucking
it
crazy.
actually, the movie at some point
Things get
actually,
gruesome.
and it's scary. It's scary.
Because it's so out of control. There's nothing, you cannot fight whatever it is.
No, because you can't even really see it.
Yeah.
Brilliant. Brilliant to put something like that and depict it in the way Richard did. Sure, brilliant. I would recommend people look for this film and watch it.
Yeah.
And watch Richard's other films
Yeah.
as well.
Hardware, Dust Devil. We'll put a list in the description that you can investigate. Alrighty, we will catch you next time. Please subscribe.
Like, comment.
Comment.
Let us know if Dagon's a H.P. Lovecraft story.
Yeah. if not, it's definitely
It should be.
it's inspired by. Yeah,
Yes.
it's one of those favorites of yours that you've only seen once,
Yes.
but you would like to see again.
Love to see it again, yes.
Anyway, cool guys. We'll see you next time.
Cheers.
Bye.